Today I'm going to break down the 3 most common conversation mistakes that women tend to make at work and how to talk smarter instead so that you can start getting the recognition and support that you deserve for your ideas. Because if you think to yourself, why is it that when I say something, nobody listens, but when somebody else says the exact same thing, it's suddenly a great idea? Or why is it okay for everybody to talk over me and interrupt me all the time? First of all, put at the very top of your danger phrase list phrases such as, I don't know if this makes sense, but, or, I'd suggest, well, I was just thinking. Remember that words such as ditzy, vapid, airhead, those are all words we use for women. What are the words we use for men like that? There really aren't many. If you do know some, please put them in the comments below. I mean, words that really are used only for men and not women, okay? Women have different danger phrases and power phrases than men do. And at the very top of a danger phrase list for women, meaning phrases that you need to purge from your verbal repertoire, should be, I'd recommend, I don't know if this makes sense, but I was just thinking. We are all just thinking. Speak when you have decided. So if you're going to suggest something, suggest it. And if you can use a prop in your communication, do that. Look at the difference between, well, I was just thinking, I don't know if this makes sense, but, and here's my recommendation. And then saying what you have to say. If you're going to preface something with a lead-in line, make sure that your lead-in line adds power to what you have to say, not takes away from it. And another big mistake that women make is when it comes time in a conversation that they have the floor and it's now their turn to speak, sometimes they have been waiting so long for that moment that they tend to do what's called monologuing. And what monologuing means is they speak for over 2 minutes at a stretch. There is a 2-minute rule in business communication. To my left brain sisters out there, if you are on the spectrum, if you are more introverted, if you are more technically inclined for whatever reason, the rules of time constraints are not clear to you naturally. It is not obvious that once somebody starts speaking for more than 2 minutes, that has now crossed into the monologue territory. When you find yourself monologuing, all you have to do is have a set of good open-ended questions, put them on your power phrase list, and practice using them frequently. For example, at any time during a conversation, you can stop right in the middle of what you're saying and say something such as, but you know what, I apologize, I'm here to learn what you have to say, so tell me what has been your experience so far, which is very different from a closed-ended question. If you ask them questions like, so did you experience the same thing? Those are going to be questions that are going to elicit, in general, one-word answers or very short answers because they are closed-ended questions. If you begin a question with something more along the lines of, so tell me about your experience when it comes to blah, 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 people will pass out at your ability to engage in meaningful conversation simply because you were aware of monologuing and you stopped doing it. And remember this, a lot of us, we will go into work and we will just talk and talk and talk and talk. Then it becomes important what we have to say. And we wonder why nobody listens when it's suddenly important to me. And this is especially for those who are unsure of have they or have they not been casting pearls to the swine, you know what I mean? So what I want to do is ask yourself these 3 things. This is your communication stoplight, okay? 3 questions. If you get a no for any of these questions, that is a red light. That means stop, do not say it, rethink until you have 3 green lights, okay? Question number 1, does this need to be said? If you get a red light, zip it, that's the end of it. You don't need to worry about it anymore. You're not going to speak. If you get a green light, go ahead to question number 2. Does this need to be said by me? Again, if you get a red light, that's it. Stop. Do not say it. If you get a green light, go ahead to question number 3. Does this need to be said by me right now? If you get a green light, that's your chance now to say it because you've asked yourself the very simple questions that you will see most people never ask themselves. There's no filter. So especially, again, left brainers, when you struggle wondering, should I or should I not say what I'm thinking of saying? Is it appropriate? Is it going to add to my value or take away from it? Ask those 3 questions. Does this need to be said by me right now? If the answer is no, then do not say it. It will not add to your value. It's not going to serve you, and you will save yourself a lot of hours of training, whether it's coaching or in a classroom setting. Now, you know, if you tried to get personal coaching, I have not had any slots available for years. I've recently opened up a few different slots. So if that is something that you are interested in, make sure to hit the link that I'll put in the description below. If you'd like to check out The Rules, my new book, check out the description below as well. And if you wanted to find out how to instantly change the way people see you and therefore treat you at work, check out this video because I think you're really going to like that.